Thank you for watching. Welcome to my humble homestead and Gardenside chat. So today I actually am going to make some healthy banana bread. It's healthy because it has a lot less sugar in it and more bananas. Walmart had some organic bananas on sale, so I got extra. I'm going to actually make a double batch, do 2 loaves so I can freeze some of it. Then I'm going to do some strawberry rhubarb jam today and can it up for y'all. So if that's something you're interested in, keep on watching. Let's begin. Here we go. I have 8 bananas in here. So I'm just going to mash these up with my mixer over here. I have it plugged in over here, so you won't be seeing it, but I'm just going to mash them. You can hand mash them if you want to, but I'm going to use my mixer anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and mix them up. Mash them up with a mixer. While those are mashing, I also did preheat my oven to 350. So just to let you know, I did that. And I buttered 2. I'm doubling it, but you can butter 1 if you're doing a lot, or 2 of the bread pans here. For a single loaf, you're going to add 1 egg, but I'm doubling it, so I'm going to add 2 eggs to the bananas that are mixing. Okay, and then after the eggs, I am going to add vanilla, let's see, granulated sugar, cinnamon, and the brown sugar. So, it is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to do 2. For the granulated sugar, I actually filled mine. I have some left out of the bag. So I'm going to use the organic cane sugar. And the reason why I'm using this is because it doesn't use too much. For 1 loaf, it just takes 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, and then it takes 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar. So this is actually brown swerve. I did use it in the last one I made. It worked. It was great. It just reduced the sugar for me and the calories for me. You can use regular brown sugar if you want. So I'm just using 2 tablespoons of this, 2 tablespoons of that. I'm doubling it. I'm doing 4. So I'm doing, it's normally 1 teaspoon of this. I'm doing 2. I kind of just dump my vanilla in because I like it. So, but the sugars I will measure. So I got 4 tablespoons of the granulated. I'm going to do 4 of the brown sugar. Okay. Then the cinnamon. So for my cinnamon, I do buy it in bulk. I just save all my spice things and I refill them. It's easier. So this is a teaspoon. I'm just going to dump 2 teaspoons for mine. There we go. All right. So now for the dry ingredients. You can do it in another mixing bowl, but I just have my flour in here. So flour is 1.5 cups. I'm doubling it, so I'm doing 3. And I was going to use my, I bought some wheat berries, some soft white wheat berries, but I have them in my freezer. So one thing that I did read a lot of is when you buy fresh wheat berries to ground yourself for your own flour, to put it in your freezer for 3 days, because then if there were going to be any like weevils or any little things, you know, when you're storing it, they wouldn't, so if there are any eggs left in there from the factory or whatever, they will all die off. So since I have mine in the freezer, I'm just going to use my organic white flour today. So I'm going to do 1.5 cups of white flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of each of these in my flour here. And I kind of like sprinkle it a little bit just because, to kind of mix it up. Whoops, I have to do 2. And then 2 of the baking powder. There we go. Just mix that up in there really good. Nothing worse than tasting a bite of baking soda or baking powder. I just mix that up a little bit. then half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to do like a whole teaspoon, obviously. I still use my pink Himalayan salt, so that works. You can, whatever salt you have, throw that in there. And then this I'm going to pour right into my mixture. And then it is 2 tablespoons of, it says unsalted butter. I have just my regular grass-fed butter that I get at Costco. So it says melted. Mine is kind of sort of melted. I'm going to dump that in after I dump the flour. Okay, and that is it. So I'm just going to scrape around the edges here, kind of fold that dry ingredients all in. So here I have my mixture. I'm just going to divide it between my 2 bread pans here. Pour half into one. Smells amazing. Yeah, so you get so much sweetness from the bananas. You really don't need any more sugar than that. I made this before. It was delicious. And you know, for me, if I just want something sweet, I'll slice it and put it and I'll freeze it. So that way I can just take a slice out if I'm craving something sweet. That's kind of what I do for like a little dessert. Now my friends at work will know how I make it because I made it a couple weeks ago. And they were like, yum! So now you guys can all make it because it's super simple. Super, super easy. And then this just goes in a preheated 350-degree oven. And while I'm getting this, you know what? I've been researching the chickens because I was thinking about the eggs in here. I've been doing a lot of research on it. I was so excited about it, getting my own chickens. But the more I look into it, the price of the coop, the price of the feed, the price of the, you know, keeping them healthy. I mean, it is such a great idea, and I would love to have chickens. But for just me, the price of the eggs versus the price of getting them, caring for them, feeding them, I'm thinking the cost-wise might be better for me to not do it. So still looking into it because the thought is lovely and I would like to do it, but you know, I'm being realistic. It's all about being sustainable and you know what works for you. I still would love to find a farmer out here that, you know, has laying hens. I would much prefer buying them from a free range out here, but that's what I'm looking into right now. So let me get these in the oven here and then we'll move on to the jam. Of course, it wouldn't be me cooking without a little bit of a mess here. So I did spill a little bit. So wipe that up. All right, so let's look how long we cook them for. 35 to 45 minutes until a toothpick in the middle is inserted nice and clean. Comes out clean. So let me go ahead and put these in my oven. All right, so I just got that timer set for those. Put this stuff away real quick here, and then we'll move on to this jam, which I'm really excited about. Okay, so now I have frozen berries in here. I'm probably going to slice them up a little smaller because they're whole. It says to cut them up. So what it is 4 cups of strawberries and 4 cups of rhubarb. I got this rhubarb from my neighbors, and I still have some in the freezer, but I took the rest of the, what was at her, you know, before it died back or whatever happens to rhubarb in the fall. And so what you do is you do 4 cups of each, 1 box of Sure Gel or low fruit pectin. I just have this ball, so I'll use whatever equals 1. I think it's like a tablespoon. However much, I'll read the directions and find out how much would equal that. And then 1 tablespoon butter. That kind of helps it from foaming up a lot. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And then 4.5 cups of sugar. Now, that does seem like a lot, but it's way less than a normal recipe. So once again, I will use this pure cane sugar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice these up a little bit smaller, and then I am going to heat everything except for the sugar up to a nice rolling boil. And then once that comes to a rolling boil, I'm going to pour in the sugar. I'm going to stir it constantly while I'm doing this. And I'm going to get it back to a rolling boil, and I'm going to keep stirring it and do that for 1 full minute. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to remove it from the heat, and I'm going to bring it on over and start filling my jars to can them. So I will show you that once I get these. I'm just going to slice up these, and then I'm going to go put it over on the stove. So I'll see you soon. Hi friends, welcome back. So here it is boiling, my strawberry and rhubarb mixture. I am going to slowly add in I just did 4 cups instead of 4.5 of sugar. I think that 4 will be good. You can do 4.5 if you want. The recipe says 4.5, but I'm just going to do 4. I think that will be good. And my strawberries are pretty ripe, so I think that makes a difference. If you don't have really ripe strawberries, you might want to do the 4.5. Some of my rhubarb pieces are still a little bit bigger, so I can see why they say chop them small. So I've been kind of mashing them with this spoon here, or wooden turner. So I'm just going to dump that sugar in, stir it up, and then I'm going to bring it back to a rolling boil and boil it for a full minute here. So I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. And just to let you know, I did look up how much of that powdered pectin that I need to make 1 box of the Sure-Gel. If you use the Sure-Gel low sugar pectin, that's fine, but I just had the ball in the container. So it's 3 tablespoons equals 1 full box. And I do buy the low sugar. Which is funny that this, 4 cups is low sugar, but I know a lot of times it's like 6 to 8 cups of sugar is what goes in jam. I remember when I made jam when my kids were young, it was a lot of sugar. So, but if you think about it, even with this, this is considered a treat. So it's just the small amount that you put on a little piece of, toast or whatever. So this is just like another, like the banana bread, this is just kind of another treat. So I do have some chunks that I'm trying to mash. I don't mind little, bits of fruit in my jam, so I'm not so. But if you guys don't like any, you can either take like an immersion blender, or you can really chop it up fine. But I actually don't mind. I'm just kind of munching it up like this here to get some of the real big thick ones out. Nice big chunks of rhubarb on my sandwich or toast or whatever I decide to put this on. But it smells amazing. It smells amazing. This was another really easy one. I've been trying to find all super easy recipes to do. I also found some more recipes. I'm going to do some more freezer meals, or the dump ones. Really good homemade honey barbecue sauce to make that's not a cook one. So I thought that would be good for marinating things and doing a freezer meal. And then I have, I forgot, I have in my pantry a bottle that I'd gotten at Costco. They came in 2 bottles. So I have this Olive Garden Italian dressing, and which, I mean, if any of you ever used to go to the Olive Garden, that dressing is amazing. And I used to just take some chicken, and I'm going to put it in a bag with that dressing. I'll do it in a video. Marinate it. I probably put some other, I don't know, I'll figure out what I'm going to do. That is a great easy freezer meal. Then it's all marinated. You can either do it in the Instapot, the slow cooker, or right on the grill. So depending on if you're going to use it for the winter or just have it for now. But yeah, so I've been thinking up some other ones to do that. That video is a big hit. So thanks so much for supporting that, and you guys all like that. So I'm trying to think of some other really fast, easy, throw together meals that are healthy and nutritious that we can do. So this is going to come to a rolling boil, and then once it does, I'm going to take it off the heat, and I'm going to take my warm jars out of here, and then we'll jar it up, and I'll can it, and then I will show you the final product. So yeah, I'm super excited. And that will be what I'm doing today. Oh, and I was just going to show you one other thing. For those of you that were watching me do the Amish friendship bread starter, this is what my starter looks like. This is day 5. So this is what I do every day so far, days 2 through 5. I just squish the bag up like this. There were a couple days where I just had to let the air out, but now I just squish it up, and then tomorrow will be the day that I feed it. So I can post that video below too. So I'm going to feed it tomorrow, and then I'll just keep squishing it here till day 10 when it'll be ready, and I'll give my neighbors each one, and then I will make a loaf of friendship bread with it. So I will show you guys how to do that. All right, so I just thought I'd put that on there. That's it. It's super easy. It's not like I have to do stuff with it every day. So yeah, just thought I'd show that to you. Woo! All right, this is boiling. Definitely want to keep stirring it. So we don't want to burn our jam here. And if there are things that you like to cook with, like I cook a lot with chicken, and I do get beef and pork from the meat people, but if there are some things that you use a lot of, let me know, and I will try to find some easy recipes for those too. I'm really enjoying doing that. So I am going to clean out my freezers and organize them and pull out stuff that I have in there and put it to the front, eat those up soon, and then organize the meals that I've made. Another thing that I found too is, you know, they have the reusable Ziploc bags that are sturdier, but if you don't have them, so Ziploc bag freezer meals usually last about 3 to 6 months in the freezer, but if you double them, you can get, closer to a year. So just a thought like that. So I was looking into that because I'm really kind of picky about keeping stuff in the freezer, and I don't want it to get freezer burned. So that's one thing. So some of the meals, I might double some of them because I'd like them to last a good 6 to 7 months in there, some of them, because it is just me. So yeah, so that's another little thing I was finding out when I was doing some research. Okay, so this is boiling, so I'm going to give this 1 minute here, and then I will turn it off the heat, and I will pull my jars out and we will jar it up. All right, so see you soon. Hi, welcome back. So here's the jam. It smells amazing. So I'm going to fill these jars here. Leave a 1/4 inch of head. Oop, don't want to forget my little. Leave a 1/4 inch of head space there. I'm sure this is going to be a nice, super messy job for me. And the banana bread just got done, so it smells amazing too. I will bring you over there and show you that. So just a treat making day today before work. This is so yummy smelling, you guys. I'm gonna get a spoon and scrape the bottom of this pan. Oh, and I did use my immersion blender, so if you notice, most of the chunks are gone. I thought, when I said that, I thought, hey, that's a good idea. So I did kind of immersion blend a lot of those big chunks of rhubarb. So now I just have a couple in here. So I thought, yeah, I like some chunks of fruit, but I don't know how many big chunks of rhubarb I would want in my jam. A couple here and there is fine, but. All right, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. I think I might be able to get one more big one. Let's see. Just about. Perfect. Look at that. Oh my goodness, you guys. That is perfect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a damp cloth here, go over all of the rims. I put a little bit of vinegar, white vinegar on it just to help with the sugars. And then I put these on. Finger tight. Whoops, I just got that one nice and... I'll actually just use a new one. Go back over this. I could wash that one. So you used to have to boil and sterilize your lids to make sure they sealed, but the new recommendation is if you are processing them at least 10 minutes, you do not have to do that, which is nice. In the jars, what I do is when I know I'm going to do something, I fill up my dishwasher full of jars and I get them, you know, nice and clean in my dishwasher. Even these are new, so I just, you know, clean them in my dishwasher. And then I, you know, just heat them up in the water bath till I'm ready to use them. So that's kind of my little process here. All right, well, these will be ready to go into my little water bath canner, and then I'm going to process them for about 10 minutes boiling, and then I will turn the heat off, and then I usually kind of let them, I take the lid off and I just let them kind of cool down for about 5 minutes, and then I take them out just to give them a little bit of extra insurance. But I think I got a nice amount of jam here. And it's so easy to do if you have extra fruit, or, you know, like you can even take freezer organic fruit if you try to do organic. But then you know what you're putting in there. You can kind of monitor the amount of sugar you put in there. You can make sure there's no extra weird things you can't pronounce in there. So that's kind of my reasoning for why I'm trying to make my own stuff. I'm just trying to really keep, you know, even if I do have stuff that has a little bit of sugar in it once in a while for a treat. I mean, this is not stuff I will eat every day. Not in the least. But, you know, when I want a treat, I will have it, and I know what is in it. I know there's nothing bad in it. You know, it's organic pure cane sugar, so I know for me that's okay, a little bit. And the fruit is organic, and or, you know, it's picked, whatever's, if I don't know my neighbors, it's picked over there, so I know it's, you know, not horribly sprayed with weird things. I mean, the deer might have been munching on it a little bit, but other than that, I think we're good here. All right, you guys, don't look at my stove. It's super dirty. I'm going to clean while I'm waiting for this to boil. But doesn't that look amazing? Oh my gosh, and you saw how easy it was. It took like 10 minutes to throw it together, and then I just threw it into bake. And look at how delicious that is. So there you go. You can make it too. All right. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up and share. It is really helping my channel. I appreciate you so much. Be blessed. Have a great day. And comment below if you'd like me to do some other things. Have a great day.